So, hello everyone, it's time for harem, waifus, oppais, asses, billion of them, right? And one PP. So, this time, of course, anime, it's more of a hentai version, right? Yeah, but it's a hentai plotline. So, Shuumatsu no Harem, episode 2 reviews on, right? Or then, ENd Harem, which is, of course, is the anime about a guy get frozen in time, basically, and, you know, he wakes up and he's like the only guy alive, right? He's like, gotta smash us, yeah, gotta get in, right? Gotta make some babies, right? But anyway, before watching it, let's talk briefly about what happened right again. I gotta recap for you guys. So, this anime supposed to air last year, right? And episode 1 aired, and then they took a break for like, what is it, 3 months, 3.5 months, something? More than that, right? And then it's like, now it's back then, right? Episode 1 started last week again, here we're episode 2, right? So, first of all, that worries me a lot, right? With any anime where it's like, we need to take a 2 weeks break or something. Yeah, you're always like, that doesn't sound good, right? This anime took a huge break, but they skipped the whole season. Not a good sign, right? So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we can have a massive failure then, honestly, right? In maybe episode 5 or whatever, yeah. You never know, the quality might drop massively, right? At any given time, honestly. I think that's something you have to think about. And then maybe the episode 2 here might suck, right? Who knows, yeah. Episode 1 wasn't very pretty, so, you know, this episode might be really bad, right? From a quad standpoint, at least, definitely. One thing that also really worries me is that it'd be one thing if they said that, oh, we were gonna air this anime, right? Let's say it's September, and then they say before in August, actually, we have to take we can't do it, we need to wait for 3 more months or whatever. That's not a good sign, but this, I think, is much worse where you start airing it, right? And then you say, actually, we need to take a long break before we can do episode 2, yeah. That to me sounds like they have something probably massively bad happening, you know, in the production, right? Maybe someone got sick, right? Maybe some whatever, yeah, budgets, no, whatever. But anyway, I'll say one thing before I started watching it the last time too. This reminds me of ENd the Last Man, right? ENd the Last Man from Brian V. Vaughan, K. Vaughan, which is a comic, American comic about one man, right? It's the only man alive. And this anime has a very similar premise, but in that anime then, he of course is not in a hentai, basically. So, but it is a very similar storyline, right? You know, he's the only guy. Everyone tries to sleep with him somewhere, right? To get babies and so on. Yeah, certainly. But it's more of a horror/thriller, right? Same person that wrote Saga, and now ENd the Last Man just had its own live action, right? I think it aired last month, I believe. I haven't seen it because everyone hated it. It got like a ridiculously bad score. So, but I remember. I think it's funny too when something gets scored because. There's not a video, I haven't seen it yet myself, but I have all the comics of ENd the Last Man. It's a really good comic. I have all the 50 volumes. It's really good, I recommend it, it's really good. But, so I was expecting the live action to maybe be good, right? But then I read about it, it's like, both people on the left and the right hate it. Then you know it's bad, man. If they both political sides are like, oh no, there's two left, oh it's two right, yeah. If everyone hates it, you know, and regardless of the political, then you know a live action is sucked, okay? But anyway, let's watch anime, so 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, give me some more pies. Because he's gonna get massage. This is one of the guys, right? This is not the main character. This is afraid of the oppies. This is like one of the other guys. It was like some romance or something. Yeah, mating time! Here we go. She's like, come on, Blade. Come on, lad. You gotta smash. Yeah, this damn anime. That är med henne storyline. You gotta get some smashing. And they're like, I'll give you some massage. Like, yeah. She's like, yeah, you know. Bring in the oppies. Yeah, but it's like, you gotta smash, boy! But yeah, it made no sense because episode 1, the main character didn't want to do it, right? He's like, what? I need to have... yeah, oh goddamn, it's animes. There we go. I wonder how much they're gonna show, honestly, this anime, right? Because I heard that they are... So I'm watching, of course, the Man of Culture version here, right? So this is gonna probably show some oppies, right? This version, yeah, this should probably be shown there. Probably. I wonder how a storyline would be if this is a hentai, honestly. Okay. It's not showing anything still though, but... Well, he looks very happy. Ooh, you show some oppies there, huh? Okay. Yeah, now it's going very hen, yeah. Okay, it's opening, okay. So, I mean, the other guys, right? That are there, they're like, oh yeah! 1 billion waifus per person, right? Because it's something like, I think it's like him and 4 other guys, right? And, you know, 5 billion ladies, right? Because this is in the future, right? So, right now it's like 7 billion people on Earth, right? So in the future, 10 million people on Earth wouldn't be too surprising, right? And then if half of them die, right, all the men, so to speak, you would have 5 men left with 1 billion wife each, right? Yeah. There's a lot of smashing to do. Yeah, it's a lot of baby making to do. But that shows you some oppas there. I mean, it's not like a super graphical, right? But, you know. At least that guy is living the dream. Yeah, the other guy, not the main character. That's good. Actually, it's somewhat interesting that he's not the only, I guess, surviving man. So he's like almost half a dozen. So, yeah, like 5 people. I mean, even if like only 1 million man would survive, right? It's like, yeah, like even if there would be 1 million man surviving, 1 million is still nothing compared to 5 billion. So it would be like ridiculously, you would have so ridiculous amount of, you know, wives anime, right? Just even 1 billion men, seriously. That still is like 5 times less though. Already there you have 5 females per man, right? But yeah. Even at 1 million you still have like 5,000 waifus per man, yeah. It's like, but in their case it's a little less. It's a little less men per woman. Here we go, having a nice dinner. It's also just kind of nice up. He's gonna have all. He's like, oh, sugar, oh, he's gonna get all the nice steaks and everything. Yeah, can't forget that. But he's gonna get really nice treating, right? Of course, you're gonna feed him well. Yeah, we're gonna give him all the energy, right? They're like, oh, you want some nice meat to that? You want some nice sauce? Yeah. Of course, all the ladies gonna treat him like a king, right? Because you need to, you know, worship his man, right? So this is his sister, of course. That used to be actually immortal, when she's older than him, right? And upright, you know. Because of course his sister is in the harem. Yeah, of course she is. Because, you know, before he was frozen, right, she was like a 5-year-old, now she's like a 25-year-old babe, right? And he picked his sister, I guess, to smash with, because it's anime. So he's like, 1 billion waifus? What if I pick my sister? But isn't that kind of very anime? Like, seriously? If he's like, he's trying to smash his sister, right? And he has 1 million waifus. 1 billion waifus. Like at least 1 million. Sitting alone, he got like 1 million waifus, and he's like, I pick my sister and my mom. It's like, yeah, like, come on, man! You can sleep with like any woman in the whole city. You're like, what about my sister? It's like, come on! It's so anime. No, but seriously, his sister's the one he hangs out with the most, right? And he's, of course, yeah, love interest from the, you know, which is now then a MILF. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, his love interest, but she was, of course, they used to be the same age, right? And it's been 10 years or whatever. She's a MILF now, and he's like, you know, yeah. She's like, you know, matured a bit right in the right areas since, of course, his time. Well, I guess he didn't time travel. He was like frozen in time, right? Yeah, I guess so. Stasis, right? So he was frozen in time more than. Yeah, he didn't time travel. But of course, as in Futurama or whatever, right? If you're stasis, right? If you're frozen in time for a decade, right? It's like time traveling for you, right? Yeah. For him, the planet moved 10 years, right? But I think his body too, isn't he still like 18 or whatever? Oh, he's gonna meet his first order rival. Waifu owner, I mean, king. Yeah, waifu, king, harem guy. He's like, hey bro! Yeah! It's like, how many days have you slept with this night? Yeah, it's like, this guy is like, my record is 25,000! It's like, but seriously, no, he's like, yeah bro! It's like, we live in the dream! See, that guy gets it. The other guy gets it. He's like, man, I did like 3 ladies this morning, and you know, I'm gonna do like at least. See? He gets it. He's like, it's a dream, man! It's a dream! This guy should be the main character. He is like, we're living in a. The ultimate horror, man! This guy gets it. He's like, come on, bro! It's like, we have to pregnate all the ladies, right? Yeah, we're the only men alive. I'm working my hardest here. Actually, honestly though, isn't it kind of strange that we haven't seen a single woman pregnant yet? Yeah, because that guy is smashing like crazy, right? Wouldn't he have like... I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna have a lot of children yet, right? Because this guy started, but wouldn't he by now then have pregnant a lot of ladies? Because he's sleeping with like, I don't know, thousands of... Oh, suddenly oppas! Okay, but that's actually kind of visually, whoa, yeah, actually, I mean, I watched the Man of Customer version, right? Oh, but young boy! Suddenly he gets some oppa grab there. But this makes sense though, this woman is like, hey, let's do it! I need some semen, right? She's like, come on, give me some goddamn man use, yeah. Comes on MILF attacks him here. So this one is a very hand storyline. Suddenly he's attacked by a MILF, right? And she's like, let me give you a little, yeah, I don't know, shampoo? No. It's whiskey on her. So her strategy is attack him with like whiskey in the bathroom. I mean, it's sexy, but also kind of weird. I don't know, is that a thing? Honestly, is that a thing? That ladies come in and like, yeah, pours down like whiskey on themselves in the bathroom? Is that sexy? Maybe I haven't been around enough with ladies. Is this a thing? I mean, certainly someone that thinks sexy to drink alcohol on a woman or something, but... Oh, I see weak to alcohol probably. And the MILF is like, what? Stupid kids these days can't handle alcohol. I guess he like collapsed from the alcohol, I guess. Yeah, he couldn't handle it. Now she's like lying there like, god damn it, yeah, I guess he couldn't handle getting drunk or something. Oh, a kid. But she's like, I guess, not born now, right? It's like an older. I guess just like a kid, you know. This kid is probably a baby, but he died, right? No, she's too old to be anyone. Yeah, she's like too old to be anyone of the Harem King's daughter, right? She's probably just like a baby when people died, right? Because I don't know how long they've been doing this Harem thing with the other men, but it seems to be maybe like for 1 year or 2 years at most, right? So she's probably way too old to be like someone's daughter of those. Yeah, but I mean, she could be like. He's like, okay, let's do it again. I like she's like, let's go, boy, let's go, okay? You collapse in the bathroom, but whatever. We're doing it now, yeah. Kid, get out here. I'm gonna smash your ass. Like, get out. Oh, okay. She's like, good agree with the kid. Damn it. Yeah, you're doing it now. It's stupid boys. But yeah, he's what is he? 18, 19, something like that, right? He's like a young man, right? Couldn't handle his alcohol, right? Yeah, typical, you know, typical loser main character. But honestly though, I don't get it. Is that a thing? I've never seen it before. Maybe I haven't watched enough porn. I don't know. I haven't seen it before. But someone goes into the bathroom and they're like, woo! Yeah, they like whiskey their oppa. Yeah, it's just like, drink the oppa from my. Yeah, I was like, it felt like a very weird strategy. Sorry, yeah, I have a little bit of the cough left, right? But it's almost over now, I feel. But yeah, honestly, I've never seen it before. I think I read like every hentai ever. No, but I never seen that strategy before, where someone is like whiskey oppa attack. Yeah, that was new. That was new, and it was really ineffective because he couldn't handle alcohol. Yeah, it was really ineffective too. He just knocked him out. Her knockers knocked him out. But yeah, she got big knockers at least. She goes again here, like with her knocker attacks. She really wants some. With the alcohol again? No, I guess she just likes to drink. Okay, maybe she's a drunk toward. I guess that's her thing. She likes to drink a lot. Okay. It makes more sense now, I guess. She's just like a drinker, yeah. She's getting drunk all the time. So I guess that's why she's like, oh, I'm gonna do a drunk attack on him because... What? A beer at this? What? I thought there was like a weird... What's happening? I guess she can fight it. I guess she's like a beer fighter or something. She's like MILF and also a harem. No, the kid, of course, the girl can fight. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, then the girl is like an anti-beer fighter? Why? Why is this thing for? What's happening? What? Yeah, Michelle! Yeah, that's just like, yeah, I did it, guys! I killed the beer! What? What's happening? So the little girl is like an assassin. What's happening? What is this a thing for? How is it? Yeah, and of course she has like, oh, I can fix your... Oh my god, that fit more though. No, so afterward, the MILF was like, oh no, you got a scar, you're bleeding. She removed her bra to like use her bra as his bandage. That made sense. That was very anime, yeah. It's like, oh no, you're bleeding. Oh, let me pull up my shirt and throw it on your blood. That felt very anime. But I guess actually having a little girl defeating a bear is very anime too. I just don't understand how it fits the story or whatever. Certainly they're experimenting on the animals, right? Because of every man died, right? But still, why is the tiny girl some kind of super soldier? Is that also a thing now? The green little girl is like actually a super warrior? Like what's that with that? You got the super soldier serum or something? It just feels really random. I expected the MILF to be able to fight it, you know, the big sizable lady, because she's tall and got big knuckles, right? But no, the little girl instead is like, BAM! I killed the bear! And you're like, honestly, it made no sense actually. Because, you know, the rest of the show, I mean, it's like the real world, right? But with one guy, right? Yeah. But no, here comes the girl and kisses the bear. So weird. So weird. But anyway, some sad backstory, or romance backstory, I guess. But I find it so stupid, right, honestly. Let me be honest, this is so stupid. Okay, so the main character has like, he's in love with this woman, right? They're childhood friends. Of course, now she's way older than him, right? Because, again, he was frozen time, right? She's way older, and but he still wants to smash her, right? Like, he wants to sleep with her. Like, that's his goal, right? But he can sleep with 1 million women in the city, and 1 billion women altogether. But it's something like more than 1 million ladies in the city alone. And then, you know, the rest of the planet, right? So he got like, yeah, more than 1 million wives is married to him right now, basically, right? What's he doing? He's like, but what about my childhood friend? What about, you know, Erica or Mary or whatever that's living, yeah, what about my childhood sweetheart, you know? Then Mary or something, you know? Yeah, he's like, oh, Mary, I gotta marry Mary. Kinda right, you know? And everyone else is like, yeah, but you also have like 1 million other wives to sleep with here because we need more babies. And he's like, but I am in love with Mary though, so I need to, I ignore all my other wives, right? I don't care about humanity dying. I need to sleep with that woman, yeah. It's kind of like that, right? And it's really stupid. Not just stupid in an added way, because I actually find this thing, I mean, obviously it's like hen plotline, right? You know what I mean? But honestly, I think it's so stupid because, like, not just because I'm a hentai, right? But if I was the only man alive, I would have been like, yeah, I guess I gotta sleep with a lot of ladies then, because otherwise humanity dies, right? You know, it's great responsibility. With great power comes great possibility. And his power is to have a pee-pee. He's like one of the 4 or 5 people on the whole planet have a pee-pee, right? And then it's like 1 billion, you know, ladies everywhere, yeah. So he has the great possibility to smash. That's why the storyline, of course, is stupid, but I mean, that's what it should do, right? As I mentioned earlier, I like E. Last Man, but I hate that E. Last Man. He also has way too little sex, right, in E. Last Man. He's the only man alive in the comic. Only man alive. And he's like, what? Should I sleep with the ladies? But yeah, you should. But anyway, I guess he's gonna make some speech now then. He's like, I will smash everyone after I smash my girlfriend here, my childhood best friend, and my sister. She's like, God damn it, what's he doing? He's gonna embarrass us. No, but here's some really stupid play here, right? I mean, obviously that MILF that keeps attacking him with the whiskey is like one of the main MILFs. Yeah, she keeps trying to get some, right? Yeah, this is so stupid. And also, why don't you even care about this thing? I don't understand with the main character. It's like, why doesn't he even care, man? Why doesn't he sleep with them all? Yeah, like, why is he so like, oh, I need to tell them this thing and the ladies, and just go out there and make some babies, man. Stop acting like this is this huge, you know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like, come on, who cares? Just do your job and get the woman, you know. I don't know why he's like, let me make a grand speech for some reason. Yeah, it's like, I feel like he should never just leave his bedroom. Like, he should just smash constantly. But yeah, he hangs out with his sister the most. It's so anime. It's just so anime that he has a bigger, you know, that is immortal, right? This is his little sister, but now she's bigger than him, right? You know what I mean? It's just so anime, and he hangs out with her all the time, and they're obviously gonna do it, right? He's obviously gonna do his sister, right? Like, one of the ladies gonna do is his sister. Yeah, I say it again here. He has over 1 million wives, and he's gonna smash his sister. Like, this is so anime. Like, I keep saying that, but it's just so anime that, yeah, he got a kiss from his sister there in his face. He just kissed his sister with that mouth, right? That's what he's doing, okay? Holy shit, will this video be yellow side by? Yeah, but this anime is so goddamn weird. It's just, Oh man. Oh my god. It's like, yeah, that's, you know, I have a million wives, and of course my number 2 wife is my own sister. You're like, of course she is. But anyway, yeah, childhood best friend is obviously his little goal, right? Yeah, and he has a little tape here from his, little, recording here from his love interest. Trying to save the world from the virus and all this good stuff, right? This is obviously the future of Corona here. Yeah, like every man is gonna die. He said, I'm gonna be surviving. You guys are gonna die, I'm gonna be one of these guys. Yeah. I'm getting my immunity now, guys. I'm getting the immunity now, I stopped coughing tomato juice last week, so I'm freaking immune soon here, and I'm gonna survive and become one of these, yeah. This is the future to cough, definitely. This is the future, guys. In 10 years from now, you will all be in stasis, and I'm gonna be smashing everyone. Everyone's mom, everyone's sister, and everyone's daughter, yeah. This is my plan, definitely. This is gonna turn into like anti. Yeah, don't take them. This is the future we want, guys. For me, yeah, this is the future we want. We want that to spread. It's like, oh my god, this is gonna be taken out of context now. But honestly, though, the storyline is seriously a virus, right? Yeah, the storyline is seriously that every man has gotten a virus, kind of like Omicron. Yeah, everyone's had a virus that was spreading super quickly. But no one died though, right? Because actually every man is dead, I think, in the backstory. They're all in stasis, like he said. So I think, technically speaking, he isn't like the last man alive. It's more like every other man is frozen in some kind of chamber, right? Yeah. So technically, I suppose he isn't actually the last man alive. It's like him and those 4 other guys are the only one immune to the virus, but the other guys are frozen. But anyway, yeah, childhood best friend. You care about the shit? I don't know. It's just like, this is so. I find it so uninteresting that he has to try to smash, like the love interest. Honestly, he's like surrounded by ladies that everyone wants to have sex with because they need to get pregnant, and he's just like, childhood best friend. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's just so bad. It's just so stupid writing. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it. It's like a hentai with bad plot, Yeah. And a lot of hentai got great plot, guys. This is not one of them. This is not one of them. Oh, why did the light turn up behind them so weird? Strange. So suddenly the light behind them just flashed up to them. Just do him already! She clearly wants it too, and she needs to do it because they need babies, right? Ugh. Nice. But the anime is kind of visual, and we saw her oppas there. It's not super visual. I mean, it's not like hentai. It's old school ecchi, right? It's old school ecchi. She's some oppas for they. Oh my god, she's the best childhood friend, or something. It's the first time I saw her name, I think, but obviously it's her, yeah. Like, it's not a twist, of course. It's just like, it's obviously her, just she looks more milfy now, yeah. I mean, but the first time I saw her name, though, in the bathroom, her real name said it, and of course she has said that she's the milfy best friend, right? But he seems to be kind of aware of that, right? And this is like, so obviously it's her. Okay, now it's something stupid, like some kind of cabal, I guess. It's some kind of government, a secret government system, right? Yeah, now some old lady said the rules to country or something. Yeah, but this I can live with though. There's some kind of stupid some kind of secret, government ladies. We need to have his semen. Yeah, I can live with this thing. Some old ladies being like, oh yes, we need to mate with him. His power boys will be strong. Yeah, come on, this I can live with. Some old ladies sitting here plotting in the darkness. It's so stupid, yeah. But these slaves are obviously controlling the country. I mean, it's some secret old ladies that are controlling the Gyurosai of Oppais. He's smashing though, yeah. The blonde guy, what's his name? He's smashing though. He's getting, he's like surrounded by Oppai. He's like, oh yeah. Yeah, he's like, he did like 8 ladies today or something. This guy gets it. He's like, you're surrounded by what females. He gets it. He's the real main character. Number 1 is just the first man, yeah. Not the dialogue now. They're like, beep, beep, beep. They're gonna have to censor the dialogue. Beep. But a lot of these ladies, those old evil ladies, they're like, oh yes, we need to produce more babies, yeah, we need to semen, yeah. Come on, this is kind of funny, this old, like, plotting old ladies in the darkness. Oh, we need to milk that boy, oh, that boy got some good DNA. It's like, oh, that shit was funny, man. That shit is funny, okay, that's funny though, that's funny, man. Some evil, secret evil organization, like, oh, we need to have that boy in our harem. Oh, now I got the gyro. She's all like, I'm gonna seduce him. Don't you worry, boss. Yeah, okay. Just sending in some guy to smash with him, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense though, right? Of course, these old ladies that are controlling a pen, I guess, right? They're like, we need to have this, you know, this man, right? He can produce babies, right? We need to have we need to get his, you know, we need to get his young and probably these old ladies, they all probably themselves also want to have babies, right? At least some of them want to also produce more own kids, right? So they're like, oh, that guy got some spunk, yeah, we need to milk him, right? We need to get the juice, right? So they're sending in some blonde guy chick. And she's like, alright, bosses, I will seduce him. Sending in sending in the slut. Yeah, they're like, no one can resist the gyro. That's right, though. Yeah, they're like, send in the hibiki, basically. Yeah, they're sending in the gym exercise gyro girl. She can seduce him. Yeah, it's like, go for it, girl. She's like, oh yeah, I got it, boss. Anyway, let's review it. So yeah, I like that she, well, I like the whole idea. They're like, send in the gyro. We got a slut. We got a man to conquer. Yeah, and they're like, okay, bosses. Yeah, it's so stupid. These like old ladies sitting in the cabal. Oh yeah, we need to seduce him. He needs to join our female army, you know, and yeah, we need to have him, we need to milk it good. And they're like, who can take care of this thing? Oh, don't worry, we got a blonde babe, yeah. She's super attractive and super horny and thirsty. No one can resist her, yeah. Send the pro in, yeah. Like they have this like, that this lady, she sleeps with everyone, yeah. She has seduced 1,000 men or something. Yeah, it's like, we need her. But the thing is that it makes no sense, right? Because it really makes no sense. It's just really stupid thing about it. Okay, so let me phrase my way. So obviously, they're sending in the gyro. They're literally like sending in a slutty gyro. They're like, okay, we need a really, really thirsty gyro, okay? She can take his pee-pee, okay? He can't resist that attack, okay? That's kind of what they're saying, right? And they're like building up her as this like super seductive lady. Oh, she slept with 1,000 men, you know. She's the ultimate, you know, seductress. Yeah, send her in, you know what I mean? And obviously this lady is like 20 something, right? She's like a very young woman, right? She's like just adult, kind of like roughly 20. Maybe she's 30, but you know, she's like probably 20, right? You know what I mean? She's like around that age, like a young lady, right? And slept with 1,000 men, so right. That's kind of what they're presenting it. Doesn't make any goddamn sense, right? Doesn't make any sense. They're basically bringing in a hibiki, right? Straight up, right? Yeah, they're like getting that blonde, you know, gyro girl. Yeah, she got that, you know, kuru gal guy. She can seduce him. It's no problem, right? But it really doesn't make any sense because I'm not saying it exactly, but what they're presenting is that she's like, they didn't say. I mean, they're presenting it, right? They're presenting it as she is this, you know, super experienced, seductive, you know, girl, right? Yeah. But again, it doesn't make any sense because how could that be? I mean, there's no men alive, right? You know what I mean? She would be like 10 or something when all men died. So when she was a 10-year-old, then all the men died, right? And then she was for 10 years, she's 20, right? Yeah. So now she's like a 20-year-old super slut, and it's like, how does that make any sense? There's no men. What do you mean? Has she seduced every woman or something? She is the ultimate lesbian? Is that what I mean? That she can make any girl go lesbian or something? She's the jury master? See, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But I'm not saying it's exactly, but you know what I mean? They basically presented her as the ultimate seductive woman, right? No man can resist her. How would they know that when it's like, there is no men, right? Yeah, there is no men that she has been able to seduce. Unless she's like a 40-year-old guy, or whatever, right? But she looks like she's 20. But you know, she's such a hot babe. But she actually is a MILF, but she's like 16 or something. Maybe that's it, right? But anyway, I love this scene. It's just kind of, yeah, this is hilarious. You see these old ladies, and they're like, ha 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 ha! We will take his pee-pee! Yeah, this shit was funny, man. This shit was hilarious. Yeah, so they have this again, right? They have these old crones, right? Yeah, these like old ladies controlling I guess Japan in secret, you know what I mean? And they're like, his semen will be ours! And they're having this like, like super conniving laughter and evil faces, you know, you see them like, doing this like, oh yes, and they all have these like evil smiles, and they're like, yes, we will conquer him. That shit was funny, man. Oh, that shit is hilarious. So that's good in this anime. I mean, obviously, yeah, about that, right? And of course, you know, this is so weird how he doesn't understand that she's like his shadow friend or whatever, right? I mean, it's obvious she is. It's so incredibly obvious. She's just a MILF, right? Because she's, you know, 20 years older or whatever, 10 years older, yeah. I mean, it's obviously his best friend, it's so obvious, but he's like, oh, what's that my best, is that my best shadow friend today? He's still be unaware of that, right? And she's like, how can she recognize me? Yeah, sure, I'm like, my oppas are twice as big now because, yeah, she MILF'd up, right? That's the only thing, yeah, look at it again. She just MILF'd up, right? She just, you know, she's a little older and I guess her hair, yeah, got a little eyelash thing, right? And she's taller and oppas are bigger, right? But it's kind of funny because she was like 20 or something when he got frozen in time, and now she's like 30, 40 something, right? I remember the years, 35, whatever, 30, right? Yeah, 10 years later, and now she's like, she's like taller and like, yeah, she's like double the size, but whatever, yeah, you know, she's like a late bloomer, yeah, late bloomer. She went from like, I don't know, D cup to like Ö cup or something. Yeah, she's like doubled up in oppa size. I find this thing though so weird and so disgustingly anime. And, you know, but this is one thing I say, right? I don't like, you know, era manga sensei, so yeah, never been a big fan of those shows. I don't hate them, but I've never been like a big, you know, fan of those sister shows I'm talking about. But I find it so weird and it's so anime, right? That he kisses his sister and she's like down here and touching his. He's like, oh my god, like why, man? This is so stupid and so anime. Like we have to have this whole, like this makes so little sense, right? You know what I mean? Because at least in like a hentai or something, you can at least assume that, oh, he gotta, you know, do his mom, his sister, his best friend, you know, he's like auntie or whatever, right? At least you can buy it, right? Because in like a hentai or whatever, right, you have to at least explain that, okay, so the main character is a harem, okay, but how does the main character get a harem? How does the main character have, you know, 10 ladies he can sleep with? Well, one of them is like his sister, and then her best friend or whatever, right? So you have to like motivate, you know, how does like the main character have so many ladies in his life, right? That he lives with or whatever, yeah. So at least then it's like, okay, I can say why the sister is involved, right? Or his mom or whatever, or her mom or stepmom or whatever, yeah. Why that's involved, right? The whole MILFs and so on, right? In like a typical harem, you know, fantasy, right? But in this harem, it's so unnecessary that his sister is like one of his love interests. Yeah, it's so unnecessary. Because, again, in the other harem stuff, at least that's, you know, used, right? Because it's like, well, we need to motivate how he can live with so many females, right? We need to motivate why he hangs out with this, you know, hot babe all the time kind of thing, right? You know what I mean? But here it's like, yeah, but he has like a million waifus, you know, say that, but positive. So I mean, this to me is just like, it's so anime and it's so wrong. And I don't say it to be a prude, I just think it's so unnecessary, right? Because, just hear me out again, right? Normally in these harem shows, right? Or especially in hentai, right? Again, the motivation, the core motivation, right? Honestly, really, why the guy is like doing his sister or whatever, right? Is because the author needs to motivate, okay, but how does he live with like, you know, 10 women, you know? Oh, it's like his mom, his sisters, and his mom's sister, right, his aunt, maybe his dad's sister, that's dead, right? So like it's his aunt there, aunt on that side, right? Maybe someone's grandma, you know, and then, you know, he's like in love with his like neighbor and sleeps with her, right? And they all live together in this big house or whatever, yeah. And it needs to be like, you know, motivated, right? So it's very, very common, right, to see the mom or whatever, or sister, right, stepmom and so on. We see it in a lot of, you know, porns too, right, yeah. It's obviously a very, you know, typical storyline. And not just in hen rap, you see it in, again, Western, very, very popular, you know, the MILF, the stepmom and so on, yeah. But of course, again, right, it's kind of motivate, why does he live with his females, right, and why are they always together and he sees them naked and so on, right. But in this anime, then, yeah, you get my point, right. It's really weird that the only action scene he actually gets, if you ignore the Whiskey Milf, because he kind of collapsed, right, is with his sister, yeah. It's like he gets a scene, he gets kissed by his sister, like, you know, in his face, in his mouth, kind of go for his mouth, yeah. It's like, okay, he's gonna smash his own sister, like, why is that a thing for? I mean, I understand why it's a thing, because it's a very tropey thing, right, that whole trope thing in harem and so on. But again, the motivation of it is so pointless because he has like 1 million wives. He's married to the whole city, right? Because every man is dead, and he spends his whole day, I don't know, seducing his sister instead. It feels like, why, man? Why? You don't have to go with the family member in this anime. You can go with like any other woman in the whole country, basically. But he's like, it wouldn't be anime. It wouldn't be harem anime if I don't have my sister in my harem. I mean, I guess, it's true. It's a trope. Yeah, it's a trope. He needs to pick it right. And also, of course, other friend. But this I think is really stupid though. The sister at least I can buy because it's still his sister, He wants to hang out with his sister, right? He loves his sister, in a weird way. But I mean, I can live with that. But a silent friend, I find it really weak, right? It's obviously the big milf that keeps following around and doesn't see it, whatever it's right. Sorry, But the problem though, I think with this scene, right? This is kind of weird, honestly, and I think this is stupid in the writing, right? Because the sister release is like kind of cute and hem whatever, and it's kind of perfect, but it's just kind of fine, right? It's still fine, right? And obviously the milfs and so on, that's all fine, right? From like an actual general narration. But this thing I find really stupid. This to me it feels very cliche and just really stupidly annoying horror main character. Which is like, again, he got 1 million wives, and yet he's like, but I need to sleep with my child best friend, right? I promised her that I was gonna pregnant her. We were like 5 or something, right? So I need to smash her first. And it's just like, man, you're surrounded, right? You're surrounded by all these ladies. That Whiskey Milfs keep trying to sleep with you. And he's like, but I made a promise like 25 years ago, right? That's more important to me. I think that's so stupid, right? I think that's just too stupid. It's stupid in the way that... would anyone ever actually do that? I'm not saying you shouldn't be loyal to your best friend, right? I'm just saying that, you have to take it to a little extreme, right? To be loyal to your best friend when you have all the other women. And also, of course, it is still true, as I said earlier. And that's also one thing I hate as the main character, right? And I do find this anime stupid in a sense. That, of course, if you actually were the last man alive, or woman for that matter, it change gender, right? Being the last man is better though, because obviously one man can pregnant a lot of ladies, right? If you were the last man alive, wouldn't you feel the need to do it, right? I'm not saying in a hen way. I'm saying it more, in a way that, well, if I don't do it, humanity will die, right? Because even if these ladies are, they're running this place, right, and they're building stuff and so on, eventually they will all get too old. So you need to actually make babies so they can work and so on, right? Because you need to make children, so the children can, of course, get an education, grow up, and also, work with whatever, right? Like work with the engineering, the industry, right? Making food, right? Making, if that's kind of the issue with, of course, it's not about the Last Man, 72, right? That because the Last Man does go over a few years, I believe, if I remember correctly, but it's like 2 or 3 years. And obviously people are getting worried, right? The government and so on in that world, different countries, because they're like, what are we gonna do, right, 10, 20 years from now if we have no babies, right? Yeah, like we're all gonna get old eventually and we're just gonna die, right? And then eventually we're all gonna get into, old, retired, age, right? All the ladies. And then no one can produce food anymore. No one can go and work on the farm, right? So we're all gonna die. And also an issue, of course, generally speaking, is that they're all gonna, the youngest people, right? Like the kid that was like 10 or whatever, right? But all the men died. They're gonna be 20 roughly now or older, right? So it's already been like 10 years, right? So it's like they have like no one that's gonna come in there. So when that generation of like the 20-year-olds, right, when they are out, so to speak, right, then it's no one else, right? So that's the last generation. They need to make babies somehow, right? And I do understand why they have the beer, right? They have the Kuma because they want to experiment, I guess, on, because I guess the animals are still alive. They haven't talked about that too much, but we have the Kuma scene. They cracked me up, of course. And I guess the reason is, of course, that this is me guessing, because they didn't really explain it well, right? But I'm guessing, of course, that, the animals are still probably fine. All the human men that died, right? Or are sausage frozen. So I guess the animals can still produce. And they're probably trying to, understand why the animals are fine from this virus or whatever, right? But actually, think about it like a virus, so then all viruses doesn't affect all other animals, so maybe it only affects humans, I suppose. But that's probably why they have the beer, right? But the scene is so weird though, in a sense, which I credit back, of course, but it's so weird, right? Because Just the whole thing that, of course, why is this girl like some super warrior? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, I don't understand why they go in this path, right? Because it's like a goddamn harem anime with a very, very hentai plotline, but also the little girl is like a super warrior with superpowers. Like, what's the point of that? You know, like, what's the point of making her like a badass, you know, superpower warrior? So they're also gonna have superpowers. They also have developed like, you know, super soldier serum or something. So the girls are like super elite or something. It feels completely unnecessary and pointless. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because it's some kind of action anime, right? Maybe they had this waifu armors fighting something. It feels really out of place to have this thing. Because the rest of the anime is an ecchi, yoki, you know, milf attacks, whiskey, milf whiskey, oppies and so on. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, and also, this, you know, 20-year-old, maybe a little younger, 15-year-old girl is like beating the crap out of bears. You're like, what? How does it relate to the show whatsoever? It doesn't. It doesn't relate to anything else in the storyline, except that, of course, yeah, sure. I mean, they're experimenting on animals to try to, you know, cure the men. Fine, but like, but otherwise, yeah. Why is this little girl like a super soldier? That's like, it's like, yeah. But honestly, otherwise, Whiskey Milf. I was like, I don't know what this is about, man. Is this a new thing, right? She's all like, Whiskey Milf, let's go! Whiskey Milf, yeah. I was like, I've never seen this before. Is this a thing, right? But it made more sense later. Because, yeah, first I was like, it is a thing. Like, you go into the bathroom and you, like, cover yourself in whiskey. Is that a thing to seduce men? You know, ladies out there, I doubt very few ladies watch the anime, but if you're a woman out there, have you ever tried to seduce a man by going in there and being like, oh, you wanna sleep with me? Whiskey! Yeah, be like, woo! Have you ever done that strategy? It sounds kinda... It probably... I guess it probably has happened somewhere in reality, but it felt like very not sexy. I don't know, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, pouring myself covered in whiskey! He's just like, okay, it just sounds kinda sticky and annoying. You know, but sure, there's some food, I guess, strategy. Soma to the max, I guess. But, sorry, but it did make more sense, though. Actually, later on, right? Because, so first of all, she goes in there with the whiskey bottle and covers herself in whiskey, and he's just confused mostly, right? Yeah, but that's what I mean, though. He mostly just got confused. He was like, what are you doing? He's like, whiskey! And he's like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Whoa, touch my whiskey up, ass! He's like, yeah, kind of sticky, yeah. Yeah, he's like, what's happening? He's like, yeah, you're kind of weird. I mean, she obviously kind of R him, right? She's attacked him, basically, with her, you know, oppies, and he's just like, oh, whiskey, woo! Yeah, I didn't feel it really assisted her strategy. It felt like a really bad strategy. And then, of course, he couldn't handle alcohol either, so that didn't help at all. But even if he could handle alcohol, I don't think that would be a good strategy. Because he mostly got confused. He was like, what's happening? Yeah, it's like, why are you doing this thing for? Yeah. He's like, I never... What? But, you know, she's clearly one of the recurring MILFs, right? She's the top MILF character. But, that being said, though, I will give her some credits in the end, right? Or as a character. Because it made more sense later on, because we saw her she kept drinking on the side, right? She kept like rip on the side. So the more we saw of this MILF, the more she is I guess she's the super drunk MILF, you know, like the 50-year-old lady, maybe 45, 50-year-old MILF that keeps drinking all the time. I mean, yeah, she's that kind of you know, the kind of classic, also a typical trope, right? Like the drunk obasan, yeah, like the sake obasan that's like living next door to you. In the hentai, she always drinks, right? So she's very, you know, seducer because she's always drunk and, oh no, showing my oppies to the neighbor kid and so on. Yeah, she's that kind of, you know, MILF, or, you know, yeah, sake, yeah, the drunk oba, right? That kind of character. You actually find in a lot of hentai, right? So I guess that's her, right? But so then she made a little more sense, I think, that she was like whiskey oppies, yeah, because she's like super drunk all the time. So I guess that's like her thing, right? Kind of like her drunk kung fu, yeah, drunken oppies, her drunk style of attack, I guess. But it was terrible, I guess, him though. It was terrible. Even, I think, without him being weak to alcohol, it was just terrible, right? Because he was just like, oh, what's happening? Why are you doing anything? Why are you covering yourself in... Why are you touching me when you're covered in whiskey? He was like, get off me, weird lady. Yeah, he was like, get off me, weird oppa. You're some kind of creep. He had an absolute zero effect on him. So, I don't know, man. These ladies aren't playing it very well. But on the same time, though, unfortunately, we have the dumbest main character ever, right? The typical horror main character. He's afraid of the lady, right? I really wish we had the blonde guy. Because he's like, that would be a way more interesting main character, right? You get into this harem, and you're like, I'm gonna smash everyone. But anyway, that's the video's chapter for så. See you guys at the close soon here. Gonna watch read the chapter, and also have Vanita's new character coming back today, right? So part 2 then, yeah, core 2, right?